Oh. And good evening, man. It's your boy Rajeen, aka the King of Romance and Black Man's Inc. with my co-hosts.
It's your man, the real Justice, and you know we got to wrap up the
Week
of Roses.
We gonna wrap up the Week of Roses. We gonna wrap it up tight. Oh my God,
yeah,
man. So what we gonna do tonight, man? We gonna sit there and do our final honor for this week, anyway, for our beautiful queens, our beautiful writers. Oh my God, it's been a great week. I thank y'all all. Like I said, our goal this week was to show y'all that we appreciated y'all, everything y'all doing. We appreciated y'all as role models. Thank you for teaching our children what women, real women are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And doing what y'all do. I guarantee you this week alone, y'all done boosted my game 100% on my book game. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised if I inbox y'all and ask y'all questions about how I need to do stuff, because I know who's doing it right. So I appreciate it. So anyway, hey, we're gonna go around the table first, introduce everybody. We're gonna start with the queen of all queens. Sugar Mama is in the house. Let's get it.
Sugar Mama. Sugar Mama here, right here. Right here.
right here. Yeah. And we got the princess of the queen of the queen of the queen. Sister Goose is in the house. Sister
hey everybody. Hey.
Man, it's off the chain. Then we're gonna go from left to right. We got KF Johnson in the house again. Let's clap it up for KF Johnson.
What's up, everybody?
Oh my God. We got CNM Jones in the house.
CNM.
What I said?
SNM.
What I said? CNM? CNM Jones. My bad.
All right.
And then we got Peter Gordine in the house. Oh my God. Let's clap it up. Man. So ladies, it's been an amazing week. And like I said, coming from the heart, I guarantee you Justice feel the same way I feel. We thank y'all for blessing us on Black Men's Inc. You know what I'm saying? And thank y'all for everything y'all do, for real. So listen, without further ado, we want to get let me get Justice the flow real quick before I go right into it.
I mean, you pretty much first of all, again, happy belated birthday to my guy.
Thank you, bro.
King of Roll, man. Happy belated. You know what I mean? He turned 25, 26. I'm not sure. But I just want to thank all you beautiful, strong Black sisters, man, for coming on. I got to know each and every one of y'all, man, and you are amazing, man, in your own right.
So clap it up, man. Clap it up, man. This to y'all, man, for real.
And in true Black Man Inc. fashion, we're gonna dive right in. You know how
we're gonna dive right in. So what I did was I came up with a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
I had about, for the men's panel, I had like 20 questions. I got to question number 5. That's it. In 3 hours. So so I'm gonna start off like this. And this is not even a book question. This is a Black woman question. All right. We got a Black woman question. Do you feel that there are any good men left in the world? And if so, what makes him a good man? But if not, if you don't feel like there's any, I don't feel like there's any good men left in the world. Sugar Mama, since you're the queen, we're gonna start with you, and then we're gonna work our way around.
First, I'm gonna say that's a trick question. First of all, and I'm never gonna say no, because Jesus is here, and He is a good man. I'm gonna say no. So He's here, so there's always a good man in the building. You know what I'm saying? So here. And I'll never say totally no to any one person. There's always been good to somebody. Nobody's never totally bad. So yeah.
So what do you feel?
It depends on what you're willing to deal with. Depends on what you're willing to deal with. So if you can deal with that attitude, then that's good for you. I don't deal with that attitude. That's not good for me. So different stuff.
Sister Goose.
He put a ring on it, so yes, there's good men out there. Okay, I'm gonna represent for my baby daddy. There is good Black men out there. All right. And what makes him a good man? He acknowledges me as a woman. He makes sure that I know I'm beautiful. Encourage me to go for my dreams.
And how you do that?
He don't make me feel belittled.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 relationship.
Okay.
And he's my best friend. Ride or die. Me and JoJo for life.
That's important right there. You know. Oh, okay, my bad. Ride or die.
All the way.
That's what I'm talking
We're
about.
all the way in tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Great answer. Great answer. So, Miss KF Johnson, do you feel? And I probably know your answer because, like I said, you say you got a good man. So let's go with it. Miss KF Johnson.
Right. Like I don't know if there's any single good men out there because I'm not looking. But I know I got a good man myself. And I feel like there probably are some single good men out there. You know, good man is subjective. So whatever, something that's good for one woman might not be good for me. You know what I mean?
True.
So I think that there's definitely good men out there. You just have to sift through the trash, right? To get
There you
to
go.
the good men that you're looking for. And I mean, like I said, there's a good man for everybody. You just gotta look for what fits you. What's a good man to somebody else, that might not be my style. Like maybe that's not a good man for me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, there's too many men in this world to just determine that they're all trash. If that's the case, then you might as well just go lesbian.
Whoa. And a lot of people do.
That's
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Miss SNM Jones, let's talk about it.
So I also believe that there are good men in this world. I think I've been married for 21 years, and so I know it's a lifetime. I really got married as a teen. No, let me stop. I was quite a teen, but I was pretty close. But I think what happened is that social media and movie portrayals and so forth has tricked us into believing that there aren't any good men out there. So you have all these posts about lazy baby daddies and bum daddies and so forth. And I think with the reinforcement through social media and some of our movies, no offense to Tyler Perry, because I do love him dearly and support him, but you know, he be throwing shade on the black man sometimes.
All the time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna get into it.
And so with that being said, that's probably why you asked that question, because a large portion of our society has been tricked into believing that there aren't any good black men left, because that's what we see in movies, here on radio and so forth. So I'm gonna have to co-sign with everything everybody else has said. And basically, whoever is, like yesterday's trash is somebody else's trash. You know, it's just a matter of finding that person who's for you and what you're willing to put up with and not put up with in that person. And that goes both ways.
That's true. Definitely true. And I feel like you said, Tyler Perry, he do be like throwing shade on us for real. It's not even subtle no more. Like you can't even watch. When you watch Tyler Perry movie, you know exactly what's about to happen.
It's like a Black Lifetime channel movie, right?
Because
everyone knows Lifetime is all about, some man did some woman wrong, and now she's either out or whatever. So Tyler Perry had a little bit of that Black Lifetime movie sense.
Exactly.
But I still love him.
Yeah, we gotta support him, but at the same time, you got Tyler. If you see this man, ease up on the brother.
You better, bro.
Ease up on the brother. Shada. Well,
yeah.
Let's talk
about it. Well, my answer to that is actually agreeable with everybody. And like my message is always, and no, I'm not looking, I have mine. But it's all defined on what is comfortable for you. Because everybody come with, excuse my French, but everybody come with their own shit. And it actually depends on what shit you want to deal with. If whatever you want to tolerate that's good for your puzzle and your bucket and your partnership and whatever goes, whatever floats your boat, that would work for me. And long as my man is supporting my dreams, because one, I'm not going to sit back and allow anything else with it, because I'm very independent.
Yes. Okay.
So, just long as they understand my forte and don't be afraid and intimidated of a strong woman, we good.
That's right.
True. And that question came up on one of the Black Men's Inks. shows about, you know what I'm saying, men being intimidated by strong women, you know. But I'll tell you like this, and I guarantee I speak for Justice at the same time. Real men who's handling their business are not intimidated by females, real women that are handling their business. You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to support your woman regardless. You know, like it's one of the things to where, you know, and I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked them, but in a sense coming from a man's point of view. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, but I feel like as a man, we are out here, as good men, we are out here. And it's easy to cheat because there's bad women out here, you know, and it's easy to cheat. It's easy to cheat if you. But I think
it's easy for everybody to cheat.
I was about to say it's easy for us to cheat too.
Listen, women can cheat way easier than dudes if you want to be.
KF Johnson, don't be telling her secret.
Just saying. If you want to be dudes, we got more options than most of y'all.
Too many of them,
yeah, so those is too many women out here not to cheat excuses. That's not really working.
I give you that, touche. But like somebody said this weekend, I can't remember exactly who said it, but it was like if you love who you with, you be scared to lose them, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I'm scared to lose my woman. So I tell her all the time, I'd rather keep you now, be your king now, than have to. There you go.
There she gone.
Hey, Keisha.
I think
Let her
she
back
went
in.
back.
Yeah, I think she went backstage. There she go. Hey, Keisha.
Dang, girl, wait, let me zoom in.
Hey, now.
All right,
That's like
I was like, woo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keisha Karen in the house. Y'all give me
what's up, ma'am?
So Keisha, you got here just in time because the question was before I get to Justice on this, the question was, are there any good men left in the world? And if there are, what makes them a good man? And if you don't think so,
yeah.
what you think?
Yes, there is. I got one.
Okay.
But I think there really are. I think most men nowadays, they're just it's the generation, it's the music, if you want me to be honest. But I actually have a guy that has, you know, like 90s morals. Like he believes that, you know, he should take care of his woman, his family. He's romantic. Hey, work. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord. Yes.
And I think I'm pretty lucky because especially me being 26, in my age, all they want to do is turn up and do drugs and go to jail.
Yeah, that ain't
I
good.
co-sign that one because I'm around your age. Co-sign.
So like I said, I appreciate it because everyone had the same outlook. You know what I'm saying? That there are good men out here and we're not getting a bad rep. You know, Justice, from your point of view as a man, you know, so what do you feel about us being, you know, us out here as men? Do you think there's any hiccups on us being good men?
I believe every man has the potential to be a good man. It's all in what you want in a relationship. You know, because they say the strongest bonds are the bonds that are forged in fire, adversity, and struggle. So if you've been through something with who you with, I mean, you ain't got no choice. A woman can mold a man into a good man because women will teach you how they want to be treated.
I mean, if they got the energy for all that. You don't feel like Moses no more.
Wait a minute. Hey, put you on blast.
I put a couple of things to shape it, but I'm gonna need you to come mold it already in your 40s, sir.
But my thing is, he don't act right. Nowadays, I learned sometimes you gotta beat these niggas. They only respond to dysfunction. Sometimes you gotta beat them. I swear to God.
Hey.
Who fucked my nigga up, and ever since then, you been treating the bitch like a princess.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Let me find out you beat your
Be in
man.
the shelter.
Let me find out if
I'm trying to tell you.
3 times if you need some help.
No, I'm serious. They will trust you and test you until you act crazy and you slap that man. Then he wanted to go, baby. I didn't know you didn't think I was like that. Now act right before I run you fuck over.
That is funny. Now I can't co-sign that because you're gonna get a whole lot of chicks with their heads knocked between the washer and the dryer tonight.
It's not me. I'm like in this relationship. I'm not Tina Turner. I'm like, bitch, I need to sing that song right.
No, but
I tell him to eat the cake.
I can't. I'm not going to be funny.
We're gonna talk
I'm
about
not
male
gonna be
abuse
funny.
later on.
I'm like that too. Like I'm not. I don't
You
know.
guys, I am non-balanced. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm non-balanced.
You beat your man too?
I'm like Keisha too. I'm not trying to be funny, but in a relationship, I'm like, don't act me wrong. I will be crazy.
You beat your man too?
Some of these men, I'm serious. Some men do not take you seriously.
Where are y'all men at?
I said the same thing. I was thinking that.
Look,
I need them to do a cameo.
But my man is my craziness, okay? That's the point.
Right now.
You realize all y'all women is spoiled. When I mean all y'all men, I'm gonna be like,
I just want to say though, on the real, domestic violence towards men is significantly underreported.
It is.
The man is like, I can't
Let me explain myself though. I don't do domestic violence. I'm just saying though, if he crossed that line, he better be ready. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna hurt him.
Sister Goose, you just like, I love my man, and you beat him at the same time. You can't be
I just said I'm not gonna hurt him. I could be crazy in different ways. But my man is my craziness.
Does that mean you put an oven mitt on when you slap him?
No, I just said I don't do that.
She said she don't leave marks. Don't want
Let me explain myself. And if women say they don't do this, you're lying. Let me explain myself before you judge. When I say that I can do things instead of hurting you, I don't do physical. Okay. I won't feed you. Play with me if you want to. I'm not going to.
You can't. You can't not feed the man.
Yes, you can.
You make me
Yes, you can.
If I'm mad at you, like the best way to let you know I'm mad is you ain't got no plate on the table.
Goose, go get your man.
You ain't got no plate on the table. You ain't got no plate on the table.
Every woman do to their man, and this is true. And if you're a woman, you say no, you don't. That's a lie. Every woman have their own little thing they do to their man to let them know they're mad. Whether that means silent treatment, whether that means you ain't cooking them a meal, whether that mean they ain't no Every woman,
I just tell them how I feel. I'm not doing all that.
That's what's up, Gina. I ain't got time for that these days.
I'm not gonna do all that.
I'm not gonna walk around my house uncomfortable.
Yeah. But I'm not doing. Yeah, that tends to bring tension. I just tell them how I feel, and then we deal with it. Either you will like what I say, and we'll talk about it later. But I'm not gonna do all. I'm not feeding you. No, I feed you. That's fine.
I'm 100% with you. Now I won't say. Listen, I just. Whatever it is that I'm normally doing, if I'm mad about something, I'm gonna bring it up now. When I was younger, I used to.
I was gonna say so when you was younger,
but I don't do that stuff now. I don't do that stuff now because I want it to just be over with. Like whatever the argument is, I want it to be over so we could get back to being cool. I don't have time to be mad because I don't sleep good and all that kind of stuff. Now I only cook periodically anyway, so if he come home and ain't no plate, he either cook or we order out. Like that doesn't mean to him that I'm mad.
I'm not like that in that relationship now, but I'm just saying, if a woman says she never did anything like that, even though, like you said, you did it in your younger days, you still did something like that in your life.
I did, but you know what? But that was unhealthy, though. I just learned not to do that anymore. I did all of that back then to them dudes who I'm not married to.
Yeah.
We don't operate like that because our marriage would have turmoil. Like this smile on my face is normal. Like I'm usually happy in a good place because whenever we get into some drama, we will talk it out and communicate. You know, I might. Yeah, of course, it's not the same. We never get mad at each other, but it doesn't get too much. It's just like we got an attitude, and it's like, well, what's wrong with you? And then we talk about it and get over it because I don't want to walk around my house mad all the time. I'm not trying to be doing petty stuff to him because I say my petty stuff for people outside the house.
Yeah.
I don't do that for the person I lay down with. You know what I mean?
But I don't do that now. Though. Let me clarify that so nobody come save Brother Goose. I don't do that now, but I just wanted to make a point that women.
I'm proud of Brother Goose. I'm making sure he good. Make sure he.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I just don't want to do no bad advice. I mean, I'm not saying. And listen, people gonna do what they gonna do, and it might work for their situation. I remember those situations, and they was volatile, and they led to arguing all the time and tit for tat and all that. I ain't got time for them heart attacks and stuff like that. I'm in my 40s.
Okay, so
if you got me in a situation where I'm arguing with you all the time, and I gotta not do what makes me happy, I might need to get rid of you. Like maybe our relationship is toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Get rid of you how though? Like you like
don't
all y'all sound like y'all got the potential to hit y'all man with a car.
No.
I mean, I could be
They said it was an accident, though.
It was an accident, but it was an accident on purpose. And ever since then, we've been treating the bitch like a princess. I'm trying to tell y'all, but sometimes you gotta be because this is that.
Hey, so this leads me to my next question. So let me get to my next question because this is fun.
I'm sorry, y'all. I love my pit sisters. This is fun. Sorry.
So listen, as a Black woman, do you feel that stereotype is true about being an angry woman? And if so, does it show in your writing?
Okay,
so
wait.
So I'm gonna start. Keisha, go ahead. Start. I'm talking about to go up.
Okay, no, I don't. I do not think. I think the stereotype that Black women are angry is confused with a Black woman tired of being trauma. I've always said that. I don't think that most women, Black writers, I don't think when we're writing and we're writing about our point of view that it shows anger or bitterness. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is just our way of expressing what a Black woman feels or what she's going through, opposed to it being, I guess, construed for being bitter. If I say in my writing, I don't want my son to see this guy anymore because he's a bad baby father, of course people are going to be, oh, she bitter, she keeping her son away from him, and blah, 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 blah. And that's not even the case. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the whole Black woman being bitter thing is a stereotype, and it's not true. So I
agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that. This is just my opinion. I feel like if you do get mad about something, or if you have a reason to be.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
Society. You know what I'm saying?
And that's Vince's favorite thing. Oh, you wasn't crazy when I met you, nigga. You wasn't cheating when I met you. I'm crazy. What is she talking about?
You wasn't cheating when I met you.
He said I wasn't crazy when you
when you met your first date at the Disney movie. Now you want to be in here acting hard. Get out of here.
That's true. Sheena, what do you think?
I don't think the stereotype is true. I I don't think the stereotype is true. And also, like a lot of times, I wouldn't say that we bitter. It's just a reaction. And you know, after you're tired of dealing with a lot of things, the emotion comes out. You know, it's the expression. And you know, a lot of times, like me, I'm the one that loves hard. So a lot of stuff I deal with after a while, and I'm not going to continue to be a punching bag. I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, definitely. You should.
my expression. In my writing, no, it doesn't come out. I just put my emotion into it.
Gotcha. So let me ask this question before I go to S&M Jones. So do you feel like, so as a society, there's an intimidation. There's definitely an intimidation for Black people, Black men and Black women also. So
Yes.
I feel like, and I know, I guarantee I can speak for Justice when I say this. Like when I get, say for instance, when I get pulled over by the police, they automatically assume I'm gonna be hostile, right? So when we get to a confrontation, I know I use tact. So I mean, I was military. I learned how to use tact. I know how to diffuse situation. I know how to. And I'm saying only because I was military, but that's why I learned it. But I learned how to not show my aggressiveness because I know showing aggressiveness as a Black man means you feel threatened. I might get shot. You get what I'm saying? So as Black women, I noticed that other women of other colors, I mean, women of other colors, especially white, they automatically get intimidated by y'all. And then y'all feel like, and that's just me on the outside looking in. Do y'all feel that, before I go on to S&M Jones, Sheena, do you feel like that's a actual thing? And if so, why are they so intimidated by Black women?
It is. Yeah.
I think it's a lot of things of what they see on TV or what's portrayed of how we act, which not truly is who we really are, because we are all not the same. You know, you have everybody that reacts different. Like, I'm not a confrontational person. So you're not going to see my reaction as someone else that is rowdy. Or, you know, everybody has a different reaction. But they consume us all into one bunch. And they feel that, well, she act like that, she gonna act like that too. So it's just it's a stereotype. They see it somewhere else, or they might have had an experience seeing it, and then they put a stereotype on everybody else.
True. S&M Jones, what you think, ma'am?
So first, my book actually addresses the stereotypes of the angry Black woman as well as the bitter Black woman. They're technically intertwined and they come from different sources, but it is 100% a stereotype. So I want to answer the last question first, as far as why do it appear that white women are intimidated by Black women. First and foremost, it's because we're the originals. So people who are imitators are always. Say
it again for the bitches.
Say it again, girl.
We're trying to get a tan.
Exactly. So that's why throughout history, you find that even through laws and so forth, they put that in place, like the Tiggin laws and all that good stuff, just to put the Black woman in her place. And so when a Black woman show up in the workplace or in the streets, if she's one of those women who, and it's not all white women, but if she's one of those white women who feel intimidated just knowing that we are the originals, then immediately our intelligence, our looks, because, you know, Black don't crack. I'm over 42, and you couldn't even tell that I've been married for over 21 years, right? And, you know, Black don't crack, so that's the issue with them. So there's a lot of things that I think go into it, and there's like two different types, though, of white women, we'll put it that way, where the one who's all-inclusive and saying, no, I don't see color and all that good stuff, they may not feel the same way, and instead may reach out and want to be friends and kind of covet some of the things, characteristics of the Black woman, we'll put it that way. And then you have the ones who are straight out hostile because they know that at the end of the day, imitators are just that, imitation. So with that being said, I don't throw any additional salt on that, on some wounds out there. I'm just going to say, so in my writing personally, I never write from an angry perspective because we're not angry. And to be honest, I agree. If someone's bitter, act or seem bitter, it's maybe because they've taken their life lessons and they're learning from those lessons. And that's being translated by the other person as, oh, maybe they're bitter. When in reality, it's a reflection of their life lessons and their growth process. So, so my writing doesn't portray anything negative, anything. You may question my sanity, depend on what you're reading when I'm writing, simply because I tend to write psychological horror/thrillers. So there's no anger in my writing unless you count the amount of blood, guts, and gore that's spilled in the fiction. Whereas nonfiction, it wasn't writing in anger. The latest book, it was just more or less writing factually and trying to keep it conversational so people can stay tuned and keep reading, regardless if I offend some people or not.
Okay. Good answer. I appreciate that, man. And that's real talk too, for real. KF Johnson, let's talk about it.
I feel that sometimes assertiveness is misconstrued with being angry. I think a lot of times, a lot of Black women are misunderstood, and because we're in certain situations where people think less of us or think maybe we're less intelligent or not able to perform something, in the workplace, that in order to get the same level of respect that is already allotted to men and white women, white men, whatever, that a lot of times Black women are more assertive to try to get that same respect, or the same respect that they don't feel that they're already getting. And then that's seen in the eyes of the people who are already in those positions as us being angry, or as, Black women are so angry. But it's like, no, most of the time, if you look into the history of why that woman is acting that way, or actually speak to her on how she's behaving in a certain way, it's because usually that person feels oppressed in some way. People who are oppressed act out on the oppressor, or the people who they feel they're being oppressed by. And I don't think that is overall. All Black women are not the same. We obviously all grew up in different households, different financial backgrounds, different, parental advisement and things like that. But I think that because of the stereotype, anytime a Black woman is assertive, then she's automatically pinned as being angry. And it doesn't matter if the way that she's speaking about it is actually aggressive or not. It's just like, oh, well, why can't you just, calm down? You know what I mean? Which, when you tell somebody to calm down, first of all, get ready for them to turn up, right? Yeah. Because the first time, you're telling somebody that is basically invalidating whatever issues they may already have. As far as in my writing, well, I write romantic suspense. So there's definitely some angry Black women in there, but there's some angry Black men. There's some angry white women in there. It just depends on which book of mine that you're reading. But in general, I don't think I portray angry Black women. Sometimes the woman is the victim in the situation, and sometimes it's not even a Black person that's involved. But overall, I just want to say that, I think everybody is different. It's a shame that when Black women do something or achieve something, people have a conception already of how they think she's going to be. Like with Kamala being the first Black female vice president, a lot of us are cheering her on. But also, you'll see some backlash of how people are expecting her to behave, as though she's any different than any other vice president.
That's true, definitely, yeah. And so it's funny you bring her up, because that's going to be my next question. But let's go to Sister Goose. Sister Goose.
As far as the angry Black woman thing, I think it is a stereotype, but I'm gonna be straight up real. If I'm angry, I got a right to be angry. I got a right to be angry right now. And the reason I say that is because, and this is just me, I have a Black son. So right now, Sister Goose is a little angry because I'm tired of seeing people take away our Black sons. I'm angry that I gotta have anxiety and I gotta feel that way. And my son is only 5 years old. Yes, I'm a little angry about that. And I'm angry that I have to feel that way, but a white woman don't. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm a little angry about that. And I have a right to feel angry. And you have no right to tell me I'm wrong.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead. What do you want to ask
So
me?
sorry to cut you off, but I just want to ask you this. So, what do you feel? Because I have a black son, and my son was about the same age as Trayvon Martin. And so, when Trayvon Martin was killed, it upset me, right? And a lot of people got mad at me because I made this statement. I made a statement as, okay, well, I'm upset that this man killed a black kid for no reason. Right? I'm upset about that. But I'm also upset that we're not teaching our black sons not to kill our other black sons. You get what I'm saying?
I'm upset about that too, yes.
Yeah.
Two sides to every coin, and I feel like, oh, my bad. Only thing I was saying was I don't feel like we rise up enough for everything. We can't just rise up when our sons get killed by white people. We got to raise up we got to teach our sons not to kill each other. I know it's a survival of the fittest. I understand that, and a lot of times, we can't compare it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing what they do to us to what we do to us. I'm not comparing it. But what I'm saying is, if a police officer kills my son, I'm hurt, right? If little Johnny down the street killed my son, I got the same pain. You get what I'm saying? I feel the same pain. So
yeah, I have a 17-year-old son and a 17-year-old daughter. And so they're at the prime ages right now where I'm really worried about them. They're about to go to college, and I worry about that. And living in Atlanta, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a son or a daughter. I mean, if you're black, you have to watch your back. Or if you're in Atlanta, or if you're in New York, or if you're in Mississippi, like we see on our social media and on the news all the time, that it doesn't matter. Gender is not an issue anymore. It doesn't even matter. If you're black in general, you have to worry about it. If you're a young child, if you're an adult, I mean, obviously as parents, we feel more fear because we're not only fearing for ourselves, we're fearing for our offspring. But like my husband, he drives a BMW. He gets pulled over on a regular basis because they want to figure out why he's driving a BMW, which makes no sense. Like, if he's not breaking the law, like, how do y'all have these? They trump up stuff like, oh, there was a car fitting your description, leaving this area and stuff like that. And I mean, it's messed up that still, we still have to worry about when we elevate ourselves. Are people still trying to push us down? They still don't expect us to be able to just do normal stuff that normal people do. We could be in violation. You on your way to work, and then I can see on the news that you've been shot and killed for a regular, car stop or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, and I wanted to clarify. You are right.
Oh no, I was just saying. I feel your pain. I was just saying.
Yeah, I'm saying you're right. It is both ways because I've been on both sides. I lost a cousin to being killed by another black man, and I had issues with the cop. But the point that I was making is I was explaining why I was angry as a black woman.
Yeah, I get it.
I feel that I don't care how you feel if I'm angry. I have a right to be. That's what I'm saying. I have a right to be angry.
True.
And you have no right to tell me I can't be angry. That's the point that I was making. And I'm angry, period. In the death situation, period. I'm angry, period, that because my son is black, I got to worry about him, period, being out there, whether that mean being shot by a cop or shot by another black man. That's the point that I'm saying. I'm angry that I have to feel that way. I'm angry that he's 5 years old, and I feel that way already. That's why I'm saying I have a right to feel angry. So if you want to say, are you another angry black woman? Yes, I am. And that's my reason why. That's the point that I was just trying to make.
Yeah, which is understandable too, definitely. Because, and like I said, I think it's terrible that our mothers and fathers have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine my son being killed. You know what I'm saying? Or my daughter being killed because, like, by anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely can't imagine him being killed or her being killed by just I mean, everything is worthless. You know what I'm saying? Everything is meaningless, I should so to say. So when we got to deal with meaningless deaths or whatever, it does pay a toll on us as parents. So I do understand what you're saying, for sure. Sugar Mama, talk to me, Mama.
All right, now I'm gonna say it this way. For me, it's different. I'm an older one, you know what I'm saying? On my job, I worked for 12 years. On my job, and I was a supervisor. On my job, I'm not gonna ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do. So we gotta go in and clean the bathroom. I'll clean it with you. At the same time, I'm asking you to do it. But I got fired from my job because I wasn't aggressive enough. So you see, it works. And then sometimes the loudest voice gets heard more and they get their way. That's what it is. And let's be truthful about it. That's what happens. I wasn't loud enough. I wasn't aggressive enough. And whenever I ask you something, I ask you. I don't tell you, go in there and do that. I say, can you please go in there and do that? That's the way I talk. But because I didn't talk that way, get in there, do what you're supposed to do. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
So they wanted you to be the angry
So then they
black
wanted
woman.
me that angry black woman. They wanted me to be that woman, but I refused to because that's not me. I came in this way. I'm going to leave this way. But then too, we got to remember this too. The world has told us different things because they watched us. What does it mean when a black woman does this? What that mean? And I don't even know what that means.
Ready to scrap.
That's what we
She
do.
got to fight somebody.
That's what we do. Isn't that what we do? So we show them that too. It's not because that's what it is. We show them that, and then we want to take it back. But that's true. It is true. Now, I'm not saying that that's what we're doing all the time. Some of us don't do that, but that's true. We do that.
Some of us do, yeah.
Some of us do, and so they watch us and say, "Okay." And another one is, you know, when you say, "You know what? Don't even worry about it. What's next?" Because that's what we show them. Don't even worry about it. Because now I don't gotta say it. I don't gotta say it mean. I don't gotta say it loud. All I gotta do is say, "Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it." What happens? Now you out. You nervous now because I say, "Don't even worry about it." All right. Don't even worry about it.
I'm scared now.
And then too, like when I start talking low, now you is here. I'm like, no.
Between you and Sister Goose, I'm
I
got me nervous.
I ain't do nothing. I'm not loud. I don't get loud.
She don't.
I don't get loud.
But I get exactly what you're saying.
I do it. I do it. That's what we do. And the other thing is that, you know what, it's so crazy because people watch you. Because even my girls be like, "Mom, why you getting loud?" I say, "I'm not getting loud. My voice don't raise." It's like, "No, you know, Mom, it's the way you said it." Okay, but it wasn't loud. But you can hear it in my voice. I'm saying, it's like, I got you.
Okay.
We're gonna see.
So, Jeff, what you feel about that? Yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to cut you off, Sugar Mom.
I'm good.
She was done.
I'm good.
I think Sugar Mama made a great point. Like I feel that I'm not gonna say all black women, but some black women have conditioned people to know certain things about them when they getting ready to fight, when they getting ready to get mad. But I know a lot of black women you don't know. You ain't got a clue till you in the ER. I know a lot of them that don't scream, that don't yell. You just wake up in the ER. Just spark out. But as far as the angry black man,
ask the man.
but as far as the stereotype of the angry black woman, I would lump that with the lazy black man. So then you got to ask yourself, who's controlling this narrative?
Right.
Us.
Yeah, because like we talked about before, there is a parallel. I would say two black Americas, you know, and you know, like for the most part, you know, we are a strong people. Period. You know, we are strong-willed. We have strong character, and that's intimidating to people. I mean, I think it intimidates a lot of people. You know, I think for people to know that their sisters out here writing 5 and 10 books or more, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. Somebody, I'll tell you my story real quick. I told somebody I wrote a book, and they was like, "What? You wrote a book? What does that mean? Like I can't write? You know what I'm saying? Like why when I tell you I wrote a book, you so surprised? You know what I'm saying? You wrote a book? Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I got a college degree, I can write, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? But people automatically stereotype you because they think maybe he's a football player, or maybe he's an athlete or something like that. But they don't know I'm an engineer. They don't know I'm a cybersecurity engineer for the government. They don't know that because they automatically assume that he's a black dude, he's an athlete. That's all they, you know what I'm saying? The reason why he got money, he's an athlete. Which, like I said, is stereotype. And so,
you know what though, something I've realized after being an author for a while is that sometimes that doesn't come from a negative place. I think a lot of people are just surprised that they're meeting a real published author. At least that's what I'm getting, because people, like, they start asking a bunch of questions and you never realize how many people have a desire to be an author themselves. And so when they find out that somebody they know actually wrote and published a book, especially if they find out you've written and published multiple books, they're just like, what? Like, they just, a lot of times it comes from a place of like surprise, because unlike being like a singer or a rapper or something like that, when you're an author, it's not always public like that. You know, people don't always recognize who wrote a book or something like that. So when they meet you and they find out that you've done that, it piques their interest. Like, yes, I'm sure they're surprised. You know, they're usually surprised. I guess I don't look like an author, whatever that's supposed to look like. But you know, the same thing. They're just like, oh, really? You know, and then they want to know more. So sometimes in the beginning, it may seem like it's coming from a place of like, I can't believe you wrote a book.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
But it might just be coming from a surprise place of like, wow, you wrote a book. Like, then they want to know more.
Yeah,
but I think you can tell the difference when it comes.
I get that all the time.
Because I've had it both ways, where somebody was like, "Oh, you wrote a book," and then they follow with, "Well, you can write a book. I can write a book too." But being the person that I am, I'm like, "Hell yeah, you can write a book too." Maybe
although your book might be I'll try to play you. If you can I can do what you can do, but when they say it in the opposite, it's kind of like, so what you trying to say though?
Yeah, exactly. What point you trying to make? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So listen.
I'm all looking for it. I'll help them out. Like, let's get started. And they'll send me a page too. And then that's it. I'm like, what happened? You wanted to write. Let's get going. I'm getting started.
And it don't never happen.
You got a good spirit. The way you approach it is like, my kicks in. I'm like, yeah. I'm not coming from that angle.
So listen, since we in Black History Month, all right, and I kind of want to ask this question. S&M Jones, I'm gonna ask you first, and then I'm gonna go on around and I come back to Sheena. So, as an author, right? Let's advance ourselves 30 years from now, 40 years from now, right? And you have become Black history. What do you want people to remember you as a historian, as a writer? You know what I'm saying? In the 40 years from now, what do you want people to remember you as? Who do you want to remember S&M Jones as a writer? Like, what did you do in your past history to change society? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So for me personally, I believe that I would like to be remembered as an activist, as far as like a community activist. I would remember as someone who gives back and try my best to live by the motto, it takes a village. And I think that I also like to be remembered, of course, for serving my country as well, because a lot of people assume that Black people are not patriotic, or they misinterpret, we won't call what happened on the Hill, but they misinterpret what patriotic is and what that means, you know. And so I think that, and ultimately, I believe that I want to be remembered as somebody who helped contribute to the solution as far as issues in the Black community, and as someone who also was diverse enough to entertain and educate.
Okay. So in the future, 40 years from now, when our kids look back and grandkids look back, they say, "Y'all remember S&M Jones?" And you could be a you know what I'm saying, a historic a historic topic, you know what I'm saying, in somebody's history class. Same question for you, K.F. Johnson.
I think I want to be remembered as one of the best romantic suspense and thriller writers of our time. Just like how Stephen King, when you think of horror, or at least for me, he's like the top for me. So when I hear Stephen King has a book out, or I see a movie by Stephen King, like I automatically think, like, let me go do that. Let me go get that. Let me go watch that. So my goal, because I don't write inspirational books. My books are fiction, and they usually include, murder and sex and mystery. That's what I want to be remembered as, someone who had like a great imagination that wrote memorable romantic suspense and thriller books, and elevated people's expectations for Black people and opened doors for other African American writers and female writers in my genres to be able to do the same thing. Hopefully I'll have a lot of books and movies to look back on where they could say, yeah, that was an inspiration for me, the same way I look at Carl Weber movies on Netflix and he's an inspiration for me.
Okay.
I mean, but you already are that for me.
Girl.
And S&M, you already are that for me, but hey.
Hey, so real quick before Keisha, this is on you, but since you're only 26, we're gonna go out 50 years from now or 60 years from now. So you, as like I said, 60 years from now, they look back on Keisha Ryan. What do they see as for Black History Month? What do you want to teach our grandkids and great grandkids from now?
Okay, well, first, I feel like I'm already remembered. Like when people hear my name, the first thing they think of is, "Oh, I write the short stories." So I feel like that is not. I'm serious. I'll be out somewhere and people will be like, "Hey, Keisha Kyron, the girl that writes the short stories." Yeah, that's me. How y'all doing? I feel like I want to be remembered as a survivor. I feel like after everything I've been through and where I'm going in my career and in my life, I want to be remembered as somebody that never gave up. And that is the message that I spread everywhere I go. Don't give up on you, what you believe in, and what you feel like you want to do with your life. You know what I mean? Like there are a lot of people that get caught up in their own heads, their own problems, and their environment, and they let it stop them from being themselves. From being from Homewood, growing up in the hood, two hoods to be exact, it was hard making it somewhere else and trying to better myself and be a better person. Like even today, I still meet people or run into people that I knew years ago. Maybe I never thought that you would turn out this way. I thought you would be this. I thought you would be that. Yeah, you didn't think that I would elevate and find my self-worth and find myself and get myself together and want more for myself.
Sorry about that. My dog just had in the mouth. My bad. Good answer. So, Sister Goose, same answer. And let me get my mouse underneath the dog. But go ahead.
For me, I want to be remembered for this, what we're doing right now. I want to be remembered for acknowledging Black authors, for making a platform for Black authors to be known and start their career. I want to be known as a great storyteller. I do love typing books, but I love telling my stories verbally out loud and playing the character more. So I definitely want to be known as somebody who changed up the game a little bit and being a virtual storyteller. But I definitely, more than ever, I want to be known for this platform right here, for helping Black authors and acknowledge them, and they can start their career here. And it's going to be a thing where, you start your career, you want to be an author, you better make sure you hit up Black Girls Inc. or Black Men's Inc. That's the Goose help authors. So that's what I want to be known for.
Okay. Look at Mama.
Okay. Now, Maz is this. I remember starting on a book that I'm writing, and I pray that the world uses my version of Santa Claus. Change everything up.
It's good too.
Change everything. And I put it my way. So I want them to use my version. Somebody said, where you come from? Use mine.
Okay. So you changing the whole verse?
I'm changing everything except but his name. Everything.
Yeah, she's mostly keeping the old stuff, but she about to tell a new story and do a little twist to it.
Big twist to it.
Okay. Sheena.
Did we get a sneak peek here?
I know, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna use one little sneak peek.
Hold on, Sheena. She gonna give us a sneak peek real quick.
There are no reindeers. Children.
What? Ain't a reindeers in the wood?
I'm giving you two. There are no reindeer. Children. And there is no Rudolph. Is Rhonda, and she's the lightest one, and her nose is red when she get cold. And she was a crybaby, so the other ones didn't want her to play because she don't know how to take losing. So that's why they don't want to play with her. So I got a whole spin on the whole thing.
All right, let me tell her. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm telling everything.
I got to read
They
that.
life story. Ain't no shit. Ain't nothing all that mess.
Christina, it's on you.
Yes. Well, if I had to say what I would want in what you said, 40 years, 30 years.
We're gonna go 30, 40 years from now.
Look,
Black
I'll
History
be like
Month.
80 or 70. I would definitely, I would definitely say a woman that opened the doors for people that dealt with domestic violence to understand the laws and to be able to give people the platform to heal. I want to be that woman that taught them how to understand self and be a better version of themselves than to sit and be stuck instead of moving on to be greater, and somebody that gives them the vision to want to go for their success and get uncomfortable.
Okay. I think she froze. Did she freeze? All right. So
I think so too.
You froze for a minute, so we didn't hear. I don't think we heard everything you said.
Okay. What did y'all hear? Tell you my
We got
internet
you.
retarded.
We got you domestic violence. An advocate for domestic violence.
All right. And then I said I wanted to be a person that opened doors, that changed laws for the people that actually are the abusers. Like, I'm actually working on petitions for those laws to be actually a lot harsher.
Yeah, they should be.
So, you know, I want that. And then also I want to be known as a person that taught people how to love all their imperfections despite of what they're dealing with in the cars they were dealt with.
True. That's true. That's definitely true. So that's good. That's a good answer for real. Definitely.
I'm on a mission.
I see you on a mission.
I'm on a mission to heal one soul at a time.
Hey, we'll see you in 40 years. Black History Month. In what, 2040?
I'm trying to be. Yup. Have me on a statue. Like, yup. He opened that door.
So, Justice, same question.
That's a great question, Roz. I can't lie, man. Me myself, I want to be known. I want my life to be used like in life skills classes to show you are not your past, you are not your habitat. You can go from trash to triumph. You can go from corner boy to convict to something amazing. You know what I mean? I want to be the walking, talking manifestation of what perseverance is. You know what I mean? And I want my I want my whole life to be used in college courses for children that may feel like they come from a bad neighborhood, they come from a bad upbringing. I want them to be able to look at my life because I'll still be around. I'm getting froze.
You getting froze?
Yeah.
Hey, dog, I'm gonna get froze with you. We gonna get froze.
You know what I'm saying? Call me out when it's all good.
You know what I'm saying? I need to be froze like this.
I'm gonna be familiar with it.
Not right there with it. What would he say on my podcast?
So let me ask y'all this, since we're talking about domestic violence. I know that you know, it makes a person stronger. And like I said, it's something I've never been through, but and I'm gonna ask y'all because, you know, talking to y'all before, I think some of y'all have been through it. If it makes you stronger, but do you still feel that down inside there's something that you can't let go of? Like once you experience domestic violence, even if say 20 years from now, do you still feel like there's something inside you that won't let it go, that won't let you move forward? And you know, is it something that will make you, I guess, help you be stronger, but you know, won't let you reach your full potential if you don't let it go?
That's a great question.
I'm not well, just for me personally, I'm not I don't hold on to the past. I don't hold on to things that have happened to me because it really is a weight. Like it really makes you heavier on the inside, moving to wherever you're trying to go. I have personally experienced domestic violence with one of my partners, and I see him to this day and be like, "Hey, Chris," and that just be that. But I don't hate him. I don't have no ill will. It is what it is. You taught me a lesson. I'm moving forward. Your life is miserable. I'm great. Hallelujah. Like it's just I'm not that person. I don't get down like that.
So do you think you don't feel any type of PTSD from?
No, I don't, and I don't use my relationship now or the relationship I had after him as like an example, or I didn't hold my new guy accountable, or I didn't hit him with the, you know, I've been beat, don't be yell at me. If it's heated, it's heated. If you raise your hand at me, I'm gonna cut you. That's just how I feel about it. Like I'm just not. I don't hold on to things. I've never been that kind of person. I'm not a hoarder of emotions. And I know that there are people like that. They hoard their anger. They hoard things that make them look like victims. And I'm not one of them. Thank God I don't look like what I've been through.
Gotcha. Anybody else want to answer that question?
So I would just say this.
Well, for me.
Go ahead. I let someone else go.
Oh, go.
Okay. So I would just say this. I would say that I also don't believe that you should hold anything for long periods of time. Mostly because if you have hatred in your body and hatred in your soul, it actually eats away against you versus the person who you may have that hate for. Now, I'm not saying you can forgive and forget. You never should forget what the hell happened. But at the same time, if you hold that hostility and that anger, it can manifest itself into physical symptoms on yourself because you're holding that energy to yourself. So I think that, and I'm a Sagittarius, and a lot of the stuff about Sagittarius be true.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a wrap. It's a done deal. There's no coming back. There's no, and so, but with certain things, especially when you're in a relationship, there are certain things that it'll be beneficial for you not to hold, and particularly if you decide to continue the relationship, because what's the point of holding it and continuing the relationship, right? And so it's either you're holding it because you're planning on moving on or moving out once you get that ability, or you're holding it to hold it hostage, to hold that relationship hostage. And so in that person hostage, it's like if you decide to stay and it's not for the purpose of getting yourself in a better situation so you can leave, then you have to let it go. And so I personally think it's unhealthy to hold on to things within your relationship if you're staying in the relationship. If you're bouncing, yep, do keep it moving, but still no hostility, because at the end of the day, that only hurts you and affects your health and it stresses you out versus what may be happening with them.
That's true. Definitely true. Man. Sheena, you had something that you want to add to it?
I agree with her. I don't, because of course I'm a Sagittarius as well, but I don't hold on to it. I use it actually as a lesson. I use the scars to actually heal people from what I've been through, because there's a lot of people that do hold on to it. So when I go out and I talk about it, I actually tell my story. I've been through the motions of, having those moments when you dealt with it. but I use it now as a story to heal others and help them get over.
Okay. Okay.
I wanted to say something on that question, if I can flip it.
Yeah, go
just a little bit. I haven't been in domestic violence, but I have been sexually abused. And for me, you're not going to be the same, even in your relationship. There's going to be triggers. I want to say there's triggers for you. So that's not really holding on to something. It's a trigger that you can't let go. That's not really your fault. And as a person like that, you got to let your partner know that, because my husband had to approach me in different ways. You can't just come and touch me and do like that. You need to ask me permission. And it's not nothing against him. I know he loves me and stuff, but it's because I do have scars and I have triggers. So you have to approach me in a different way. And you gotta ask me first. You know, babe, can I hold your hand? Babe, do you want to cuddle? You can't just come at me, because then I might black out and I'm going to be on defense mode, because that's a trigger.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why I wanted to flip the question just a little bit, because I haven't been that. But that part too, that's something where sometimes we have something in that.
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you really gotta be vulnerable with your partner with that, and let them know, so they know how to love you.
True.
So I just want to say that from a person who wasn't abused but sexually abused, that's something different. So,
okay. And I feel like I know what you're saying, because like I said, for me, being that I've been to a war zone, you know, and there's certain triggers that, you know, will, you know, like people can't stand behind me, or, you know, that type of stuff or whatever still. And like I said, I do feel like, you know, certain things trigger a certain emotion, you know. So with that being said, I do understand exactly what you're saying. I've never been in a domestic violence situation. I never, you know, experienced that. But as far as that emotion of going through something and then dealing with PTSD behind it, I understand exactly what you're saying. So listen, I do have my next question. This kind of a tricky question. So, as authors and as writers, have any of you ever wrote anything or had a character that you felt that you were connected to? And but hold on, let me read it the way I wrote it. Sorry. So, have you ever wrote something you felt fits you as a woman, but was scared to admit it until I just asked you? So, have you ever wrote something and you felt like it was you connect to it as a woman, but you were scared to admit it?
Can I go first on that one? And actually, the last short story that I wrote came from a lot of where I've been. So it was like I used to be scared to write about certain topics because I didn't want to offend people or put other women back into that place, you know what I mean? Or like Bart said, trigger them into thinking of something that they've been through. And a lot of people don't know as well, Suck My Dick was inspired by me being molested as a child as well. And how she ended up even becoming a person with two personalities was because of her being molested and being forced to perform oral sex on somebody. And she made other personality to protect that hurt, to protect that pain. And it was just like, it was something I never told nobody. I'm here saying it now. It was something I never told nobody, but when I wrote about it, it was a real thing. Like that really happened to me. So it was like, I didn't want to offend nobody. I didn't want nobody to look at me differently, and I didn't want nobody to ask if this was something that came from a personal place.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I talked to you and Justin, it was like I was at a place in my life where I was like, man, forget not writing about certain things or wanting to not touch on certain things. I'm gonna write about it. I'm gonna say it, and if you got a problem with it,
Yeah.
come see me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you have, like, I do believe as an artist, as somebody who creates, I feel like it is important for you to be able to express yourself freely. I don't think anybody should have put a ceiling on what you feel like you want people to know and what you don't want people to know. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people do hold back on their stories and hold back on their character because they feel like it's going to offend somebody. And I think something Kev Johnson said before when we interviewed her is like, you can't make everybody happy, and especially as an artist and as a writer, you're gonna offend somebody somewhere. We offend somebody just by being called Black Men's Inc. People are offended.
Yeah.
People feel like I got to be black to be part of the black. No, nobody.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Not
But
me.
we
Coming
will-
up in here. You can come in here with the confession back. That's it.
But we open to all fans though, of all races.
I said what I said. So I'm gonna go with KF Johnson. How do you feel about that? I mean, I had no answer to my question. Like, so have you ever written something? Have you ever written something that was connected to you that you were scared to admit that it was, about you or connected to you in any kind of way?
Well, I'm not scared to admit it. That my first book, Behind Closed Doors, the character Brenda, one of the main characters, Brenda, a lot of her stupidity was my stupidity when I was in my 20s. So a lot of the stupid things that I made her do, or some of the consequences for some of her actions, were driven by some things that happened to me when I was in my college days, and afterwards also. So I'm not really ashamed to admit it because, I mean, I was young and dumb, and I thought I knew stuff that I didn't necessarily know, but it wasn't anything too drastic or too deep. I didn't reveal anything too deep that was as deep as, say, what Keisha said, or I don't have a history of any molestation or anything like that, so I didn't have to explain, or I don't have to explain anything that would trigger me deeply. It's easy for me to say, I'm not ashamed that I've done stupid things before because everybody has done stupid things before. So that's not a problem for me to admit that I drew from some of my own experiences to write some of those things about her. But I don't think, I don't really have any other characters that I personally relate to, only because the subject matter of most of my books are about psycho people, and I would like to believe that I'm not psycho. So if I am, and I relate, I'm not aware.
I get that a lot. People think I'm crazy. They be like, "What? Is something wrong with you?" No, I'm actually really sane.
Yes, she's saying I got you that.
Yeah.
S&M, how you feel about the same question?
So there's elements of me in all my books, and because I write from my experience. So for the fiction books, for example, my experience as a social worker helped shape some of the stories in there as far as rape, domestic violence, child molestation. It was because I used to investigate child abuse, and had to deal with some of the cascading effects of the child abuse that occurred in the family and what triggered and so forth. And then there's other elements in there that's also still me. For example, that how can I put it? Oh, here it is. Here's one. So here's a great example. I don't know if I should admit this though. Give me a second. Think that through. Okay. Let me think that one through. So okay, there it is. I thought a different one through that. I don't mind sharing. Okay, so when I was in college, I actually wanted to be a stripper because they made a lot of money. And like every time I would talk to somebody in the business school, I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, I work at such a club because, and I'm like, what? You a stripper? And they're like, yeah, girl, you get all this money. How the hell do you think I'm paying for school? And I'm like, wait, you using your stripping money to pay for school? And at the time, I was broke. It took me like three months to wash my damn clothes. So a sister was providing a lot. And so I was like, oh, I want to be a stripper. And I thought of my stage name. And so my stage name is in my book, right? S&M Jones is not that. But I had a whole bunch of stage names.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stage names that I had thought of. Like, okay, so for example, I was like, oh, I should be Caramel Delight. But I'm like, damn, that's too long. And then it was like, you know, it'd be snappy. So when they talk to the stage, and I'm like, but I got some snap too. So I was like, oh, snap, I should be sitting. Nope, that's too long too. Cinnamon snap, that's too long. And I was like, why I keep thinking about food? It's because I'm greedy, right? I ain't gonna lie. And so it was like, so there's a stripper in my book because at one point I wanted to be a stripper, right? And it's not that I wanted to be a stripper as a profession. It was because I was so broke and I was literally eating ramen noodles every day and having like, it was, I'm telling you, if I got a Pepsi, which is my favorite drink, by the way, if I got a Pepsi, it was like, yes, Christmas time, right? And those Pepsis came far and few in between because I could only afford to save up to do my laundry. And so every quarter I got went to do laundry, right? If I didn't have a meal,
I just want to say, I am shocked. Like, I am flabbergasted. I would never look at you and think that you had inspiration to be a stripper.
Right, and part of the name.
And it was
a good name too.
Right, and it was just for that.
Okay, so okay, so I have an admission. Living in Atlanta, I went to Spelman, and Atlanta is also the strip capital.
Yes.
And I was a really good dancer and a really good rapper, and at one point I thought about being a stripper too. But my manager, until my manager told me you had to pay booth rent, like I didn't know that strippers had to like pay to dance. I thought they just got on stage and got paid. It never occurred to me that you had to pay to dance. And so I actually like seriously thought about it at one point, and then I really thought about the fact that my father could find out that I was a stripper and change my mind.
Is it a woman thing?
Well, since we confessed, I wanted to be a stripper too at one point in my life.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it done. But then I was like, I don't think they hired my girls. You know, but I thought I had the perfect package.
This is so funny. This is so funny because I agree. One reason why I didn't do it is because my godfather was an elder in the church, and it was like, oh, how did he look at me? And then my mom, she's a nurse. Oh, snap! I can't be doing that. And then my boyfriend, my husband, I actually told him this, right? And he was like, "What the?" And I was like, "Hey, it's for the house." And he like, "This ain't for the house. This my goodies. Yeah, no one need to see my goodies." And I was like, "Hey," I went to this party, and this dude was like, "I'll give you $50 to do the split." And he like, "Did you do the split?" I was like,
yeah.
At this point, I thought about it. I was like,
You did it.
And so I did. But I was like,
that's me.
But at this point, I was like, oh, shit, I messed up. Right? And so, so then I tried to flip it and was like, hey, you're a really good dancer. Maybe you should be a stripper. Because men get paid way more when they strip. You know, women, we got to work for dollars. Men get to work for 20s, 5s, and 10s. You know, they rarely get $1 of a G-string. And so then my husband was like, because he's my boyfriend at the time, and he was like, what the F is wrong with you?
You was trying to pimp him out
that,
too.
right. I'm just thinking that look, I can't be having roaches crawling everywhere, and this is
The roaches.
strategy. Like I can't be having these roaches everywhere. I can't close my eye and wake up and a roach like here, and I'm like, God damn. But anyways, so yeah, it was. I contemplated it. So the character in there, they're also. It's only a little short part of her, but that's something that originated with something I wanted to do. But
Man,
I ain't mad at her.
You didn't have to all confess for what we all thought.
Hey, that's fast money. I think just like the drug game gets a lot of young black men wanting to possibly deal drugs. The stripping game sometimes makes a lot of us young when we're young females with good bodies. We like fast money, and I don't gotta really do nothing but dance, which I already can do. It makes you think about it. It's just maybe other circumstances that make you not do it.
It's true though. The sad part is I didn't even understand this. At this point in my life, I knew a lot of strippers. And I'm like, where the hell? How did I know all these strippers? Right? It was male and female, and it turned out they all worked with me because their stripping job was at night, and but during the daytime they had to have a regular 9 to 5 too. And so they tell me like, oh, you can do this, and I got to meet some of the most famous like strippers and stuff. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh, my God, kill me.
Hold on. There's famous strippers.
Yeah, there's famous strippers. What do you mean?
There's a lot of
Blue
famous
Diamond
strippers
is
now.
a famous stripper.
Yeah.
What's her name? Black China. Almost all of them stripped at some point.
Cardi B.
What's her name? Who's
Cardi
Kanye West's ex? The blonde.
Amber.
Amber Rose. Like almost all of them were strippers at some point. They catapulted into something else after being strippers.
Right.
They fucked the right person.
Yeah. I mean, the stigma back when I was in my 20s,
Strip,
which was
the right person.
20-some years ago, was way different from the stigma now. Like you can be a stripper and people still understand like that's about money and that's about other things. But back in the 90s,
yes,
that was not the stigma, and I was not about to let Daddy Johnson find out that I was on the pole. Not at all.
I was in the biker club. I didn't know stuff like that.
so Sheena, was you a stripper too?
Yeah.
none of us were strippers. It was just
Go.
You mean that we dream of being a stripper? That's different.
My mama was not telling me.
So the question was,
Hey kid, my daddy was telling me.
so I forgot even what the question was, but the question
About our real life story and our story.
I mean, just looking at that lady, I would never, ever, it would never cross my mind that this lady thought about stripping. She said it, and it just took my whole. No, I never know. With all due respect, miss, I never seen you
never know.
With all due respect.
you never know. All due
She is a good stripper name, actually.
She did.
Hey, wait a minute.
Too damn long.
That can't be no good stripper name because them Girl Scout cookies. So
What?
They are, but this is now they're
And Girl Scout cookies are high in demand. Don't get it fucked up. She had the right name. She should have named herself. She should have named herself Samoa.
Right? This is the names I was working on, and it was all like kind of a fantasy. Like I said, it's because it took me 3 months to get some quarters together. So when your treat is a 50-cent Pepsi, and then you hurt. If you go into the store and a meal is a little bit snack with a drink.
I understand.
Yeah. So yes,
you might turn to go do.
I know the black women, they say they got the tea. I don't know what we can say we got. But that was wow.
That was
I
real
never
though.
expected
That was
that.
being
I
real.
was not-
To
I-
me,
I
what
was
I
not.
heard though, more than just the stripper part, I heard that
It was
she
not
was
this
willing
time.
to hustle. That's a black woman. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to hustle.
She's
I'm tired of
innovative.
washing clothes every 3 months. Where my cash at? I need a bag.
Right.
She was trying to hustle.
I respect it. Because that stripping is totally okay with me. It's when the bitches be like, they about to sell some coochie. You about to do what? That's a
Right,
new
that's not
low.
stripping anymore. That's like
a new
stripping.
low. You about to do what? They ain't even paying enough for what you got, honey. What, he got $1 million? That's not it.
Wait, I hope my mom didn't see this. As a matter of fact, I hope she tuned out after like she don't even know this part.
Mama,
Mama don't watch this part. It's too
Ross,
late.
you had Grant. You wanted to be a stripper, Ross?
No, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
I would have paid to see that. If the offer is still on the table, let me know. I got my $40.
See how she started off with 40? That's what I'm talking about, man. Strippers get paid more.
Okay, King of Roman. We might have to get we might have to get another show.
Hey, you ain't think me swung on like, look, you even get me beat up like Keisha Man getting beat up.
Don't be getting beat up like that. I was in the
That's
past.
just to be your bodyguard, though.
He's a good man now.
He can't protect me from Lila.
Your mom wanted to say something.
This is
Man, y'all oiled up and
When it
shit.
comes to stripping, you know, it's like women take everything off, men don't.
Since
Why?
Randy, we got to jump. Do we got to beat you to get you on the pole now? Because
I'm not on the bowl. But I said,
Sugar Mama asked
I
the
have a
question,
sister.
though. That's
I was sorry.
my question is this: when a woman strips, she takes everything off. A man don't.
some of them don't.
No, I done been through it.
Yeah, in Atlanta they take it all
They
off.
don't. They don't.
They show
They
down.
don't.
So it's not the same for you as it is for a
Well,
woman.
she's
I can't
back in the day when she
I have seen so much ding-a-ling fly.
Yeah, yeah. Especially in Atlanta, they'll slap you in the head with a penis in a minute.
The only ones who don't take off.
My mom
I think-
said she seen
I think
chocolate
so,
chip.
too.
She went to chocolate chip. They didn't show nothing.
No.
That's because they
Yeah.
all had little dinglings. They had the socks wrapped around the penis, swinging it around.
What? You saw that little
It's like the inside track. I love it.
I
Keisha.
swear to God,
I thought a big dick was a prerequisite for the
I
business.
can't count how many times I feel like I got dick fish. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Yes, ma'am. I thought you
I
had
have been
that. You had to like
okay?
show that dick before you could actually show
Honestly,
it.
I'm going to be honest. I am
You need to get your money back for that.
You need to trademark that. But they nobody said that.
I would have to
This
complain
is
to
real.
management.
I have had guys send me pictures of other men's penises. And then when we linked up, it was not the same penis. That has happened to me. I'm ready to tell my story.
So basically, you
Behind the
This is
ding-a-ling.
the basis of that story. This is for black men. They need
so
to
you
know
basically
this.
got penis
Don't do
tattoo.
I got big fish. I'm telling you the lies.
She said, she got
That's hilarious.
no.
And I really liked him.
So
I
you
did.
saying he
They
sent
really
you
lying
somebody
though.
else's
I'm just saying, I'm from Keisha's generation.
Listen,
She's not lying.
listen, I'm not even playing with y'all. You gotta listen.
She's not
I'm
lying.
serious.
Oh my
I
God.
met this guy, okay? We were texting back and forth. Everything was good. We got to the point where we started, like sending pictures back and forth. I ain't gonna lie. I'm young. I'm hot. We sending pictures back and forth.
This is one
Okay, I sent him some nudes. He sent me some nudes. But you know what? That's my own fault. God don't like ugly. Because when he sent me the two penis pictures, I said to myself, "Them don't look the same." Then I said, you know
Wait,
what?
it's from
That's a book, Keisha. Make a
I'm
book.
serious. We get okay. Finally, it's like maybe 3 months later. I'm finally ready to give the coochie up. We go to the hotel. They pull this little. Oh my God! It was so tiny.
Oh my goodness.
That man is wild.
I laughed so hard my lips dropped.
That man's
Where's the dick that you
She said, "Where's the dick you sent a picture of?"
Where is the real dick?
And what did he say? What was
He
his
gonna be like, oh, I think I got me and my brother's pictures mixed up. Listen, you and your brother lied. And you're going to hell, sir.
Why do you have a picture of another man's penis in your
That's
phone?
I have to explain to him.
That's a good question.
I'm a big girl. It takes a lot for me to cocoa butter my whole body. Okay? So when I tell you that I got ready to cocoa butter my whole motherfucking body, put these eyelashes on, and snatch this wig down, I didn't came to see a motherfucking man about a horse. And you tell me he's a dog? I'm disgusted. Get out. Get out.
Hey, yo, I love
hilarity.
real. Keisha,
He was
I
like,
love her. I just love her. Oh my God.
Ooh, shit.
Oh,
Bitch,
yeah.
I'm snapping to you on that. That's a book, girl. Tell your
Be
story.
careful. That is real. That is real.
dick pic.
Look at the
Oh my
kid. He
God.
don't even know what to say. Look at him, y'all. This is what happened.
Hey,
Where
hey,
did he get this picture from? Like he just stored these pics on his phone? Like he just
I was my brother. I think I got me and my brothers mixed up. I said you have me mixed up, screwed up.
Can I say something?
did he scroll like this a good dick pic? Yeah, this is what I like. This
Honestly,
one-
He had to be scrolling
I honestly think that
because
he Googled
how do you
some
have
dick.
random dick pics and how do you get your brother's dick pic? Like,
Yeah,
y'all showing each
yeah.
other y'all dick
And then not
Yo,
only
bro,
that,
I sent
ladies,
this
That's
dick
weird.
to my friend. Like,
not
who does
not
that?
only that, ladies, he was a repeat offender. I met another woman that knew him and had the
The real justice, like we need to move on.
So can I ask a question in on that? And it's different. It's not about the D pic. But my question is, what's the craziest lie dude ever told y'all?
whoa!
That's
Wait a
a
minute.
great question. Hold on.
Oh,
You don't want me to go there.
Switch it because we don't want to talk
You don't
about
want me to
that
go
anymore.
there.
But
I got some,
you came up with a good topic. What is the craziest
You
lie?
said a puppet. You said
One day, some guy told me that his mother passed away, and he was somewhere. He was actually, I'm gonna be real with y'all. He was married to a midget, and he was like,
Excuse me while I pass the hell out.
Wait,
What he said? This is a short conversation right here, but let me tell
I'm
you.
embarrassed to say this because it's real, y'all. I was dating. Y'all really got me telling all my business. But listen, I was dating this guy, and I was dating him for a long time, like 7 months. And then one day, he just like fell off the face of the earth for like 4 or 5 days. So I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, babe, my mom, dad. I'm like, oh my God, not Miss Rose. I love her. This is sad. Blah blah blah. I caught myself like swinging past the house to see the mom. She's well and fucking alive, walking around, drinking coffee and shit. So I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? Come to find out, he was with the midget wife on vacation.
They was on a short vacation.
The midget wife on vacation. Oh my God. I'm gonna die.
That's a funny lie. Like, I mean, I'm sorry that he lied about his mama being dead. That's a funny
Tell
story.
me your mama died. What was you gonna do when I came and seen your mama? Because you live with her. What is going on?
He said she
I don't
died.
have no story to top that.
She died though. Damn,
He
man.
said she died. I go on Facebook, he taking pictures with this midget woman. I'm like, what is she, an attraction? I'm like, what is going on? Trying to find out this is his wife. I said, I can't compete with that. He can pick her up.
have no comments to that.
I just want to say, midgets need love too.
Taking us at.
Dwarfs, midgets, all those
Push
people,
past
everybody
that.
needs love.
What'd you say?
I'm just gonna say midgets, dwarfs, and every other special type of groups need love
They
too.
do. They do.
Absolutely do, but he didn't have to lie about being married to them. He didn't have to lie. And
Oh my God.
like I said, I can't compete with that. There's things that you can do to her that you can't do to me. You can't. Yeah, for one man.
Yeah,
Stop.
she
You
is
can, like pick her up.
Hey, she can jump off the dressing room on your dick and all that
I love your imagination. You write erotica. I love your imagination.
I do right. I do
All
right.
right, and you said she can jump off the dresser and onto
You
his.
can jump off the dresser. That's a little.
They're talking about
That's
the
my
midget.
size. What was you doing with my big ass? Now that I think about it, what was you doing with me? And you had this little wife. What were you doing?
Contrast and comparison.
I don't know. All I know is I was so embarrassed. I never even spoke to him again. I didn't even want to hear explanation at that point. It was like, wow.
Oh
He told
my
little
God.
lie.
Man.
Little lie, that was a big lie. All he had to do was be. I mean, I never would have pursued him knowing he was married.
He said just a little lie.
Look, with all due respect,
All due respect.
with all due respect, I'm not disrespecting
Respectfully
you.
That was a good. That
Oh
was a
my
good
God.
question, though, Bob. I
Because
need some more.
look, because man, I had a dude lie to me where he said he was working, so he couldn't go out. He had to cancel our date. Okay, that's fine. Me and my friends was out though. We saw him out with somebody else. I called his phone. I'm like, so you still at work? Yeah, I'm on break right now. I'm like, okay. So then I go tap his shoulder. And I'm like, so you still on break? He's like,
Yeah, you
oh,
know, wait. Yes.
what's up? Then his stupid lie was, look, I just told you I had to work because I didn't want to hurt your feelings because I'm here with my sister and I want to spend time. I want you to feel no type of way. I said, okay. But then I made him look stupid.
That's where you start.
I made him look stupid because I said this. I told him, you think I'm a fool? I just met all your sisters last week.
Maybe you ain't meet that
That's my
sister.
sister.
That could have been his stepsister.
No, it wasn't. Because she said who was she. She asked who was I. And I
You was
told her
the other
I
sister.
was. Huh? She
You
asked
was
who
his sister
was I.
too.
No, I wasn't. No, I was not.
To her, you was his sister.
Or his cousin.
I dumped them in front of
Or his
everybody.
cousin.
We're done. We're done. Go back to work.
That's all you did?
Was he a midget?
I can't tell the whole story. Sister. Okay.
Like all you did was gumbo?
No, there was more. There was more.
I don't care about being judged. I would have slapped the bullshit.
There was more.
I didn't in that
The sister dudes don't want to look too crazy, but there was more. Okay. I did things, but
It's no, I'm crazy, so it's whatever.
but I definitely, I was like, okay, this is what I did though. And I was stupid and I was young. So because he did that and he cheated on me with somebody, I went on a date with his friend. And that's all I'm gonna say.
See? Wait. So this is the next question.
No.
So look, I'm
Hey,
glad you
I was
said that.
young. Don't
I'm glad
check.
you
You
said that.
just said I could be crazy and say what I had to say.
Girl, I didn't say be a hoe.
I was young. So I
Crazy,
went
yo.
with his friend.
I didn't say that.
On his birthday.
Don't you put this in my mouth. I didn't say that. I said
On his
I didn't
birthday.
say David's friend.
So you're not supposed to listen. That's first of all, that's man code right there. You're not supposed to go
Girl,
out
that will get you choked like
Yeah,
Tina
that's
Turner.
man code. You
Don't
supposed to
do
go out
that.
with your boyfriend friend. And your boyfriend friend is supposed to go out
I
with
was
his girl. His boy girl.
the story was how I was a teenager. So
It's man
teenager
code.
Girl.
things. How
I
come
don't care if
he the one who get choked, but he the one who got
Look.
toxic, and I'm the one who gonna get
Look.
choked?
He was with his
Honey, I
sister though.
don't care if you caught him butt naked on the bathroom.
No, you
floor.
did-
You don't fuck his friend.
I didn't say I did his friend. I just said I went out with him. I went out with him.
Where y'all went?
Yeah, what y'all do?
Then we went. He took me to the movie.
You know what I'm saying? Did y'all go to the movie?
The movie.
Applebee's? Where y'all went?
Stuff.
Did he rub your butt a little bit?
Dude, we had us a good day one time on his birthday, and I sent him pictures. Yes, I did.
So did he see your picture of somebody else's penis?
Did he dick push you?
I'm just saying. You know, so y'all got that's
No,
his
you
main
think
thing.
that's a jug rob? That's a thing. Niggas is
Crazy.
Right.
But this is my question. What is the purpose? Because if we gonna link up at some point, you might as well get it out. She might like the winky winky. You might as well get it out right now.
not no winky winky.
But that's
You don't
the
fuck
same way
around
reason
with
other
the
people
winky
catfish.
winky.
They're hoping
Okay?
that you
I'm
like
a
them enough
grown
that it
ass
won't matter.
woman. I don't get no winky winky.
That's true, KF Johnson.
What?
Yeah, KF Johnson.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
Say what you said again, KF Johnson, because I like what
I
you said.
said the catfishes are hoping that you'll like them enough that by the time you see them, it won't matter. So that
I
if
think that's
they
what he was
they
hoping.
get that relationship going, you like them so much, and then when you actually meet them, they can explain away this dick, and you'll at least give it a ride. You know, like maybe he can work it. You know, that's what they hope. It's the same way people who think that they're unattractive and send you pictures of people that are really beautiful or handsome when you see them and they looking, you know, quite different. They're hoping that you.
And that's what made me stop fucking with him.
Crazy.
That's what made me just leave him where he was at, because it was like, if you can lie about something this dramatic,
It's dramatic.
what else is you lying about?
Something this
Because
small. So you can lie about something this small.
guy,
I mean, he could have at least looked for a dick that was semi-similar. Like you can't go from like
it had the
8 to
nerve.
9. Like at least do 6. Like
But
give me
I
some.
agree with I agree with S&M said. Like, what is you flipping through the dick pics? Like, no.
Listen, you already challenged. You already mentally challenged when you decide that you're gonna send dick pics of a different dick. I mean,
And
that's a whole
y'all
nother
could have
level
seen
in the
the
first
way, if y'all could have seen the way he ripped that little motherfucker out, I was floored.
What do you do?
I mean, if you're gonna do that, then you might as well purchase a
Pulled
that
the
one
pants
that's
down
the
like,
same
like
complexion
he had the package.
and just try to give it to
I was
him.
like,
It's suspect.
Some people say the craziest lie, though. People do the craziest things when they lie. They do. They do.
Oh, you know
crazy-
what though? I had a situation where I met some girl back in the day, and she didn't tell me she had one leg. So, and we
I'm not
She liked this show.
I mean, so you saying you couldn't
because that's the outbreak issue for a movie.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
Hey, Rob.
I didn't
I
listen.
can't have a lie.
I-
you couldn't kick
I
away.
don't listen. I was 19 though. At 19, you can't be that. You're not really that sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
when she came out, she told me go put something on more comfortable, whatever. But you can't come out in lingerie with one leg. That's a whole other thing. You gotta warn somebody. You gotta warn somebody before you come out. Yeah, you
I
gotta
mean,
warn
that
somebody
sounds
before
like
you
easy
come out with one leg.
access. Like, what is your complaint?
I don't.
That's one less problem to worry about moving that
Now-
leg to the side. You know what I mean? What's
Right?
the problem?
She
But
probably
you
would have
gotta be-
took the socks off.
One leg need love too. One leg need love too. She need love.
My girl Sparkling just said.
That's one
My
leg is
girl
no
Sparkling
problem.
just said
But you
that-
gotta warn
that
somebody when
women-
you're missing a whole limb.
Right.
Y'all do the same thing too, because she didn't have one leg, she didn't have no legs. You know how y'all sit when y'all sit on the couch, girls, women, y'all sit on y'all legs. And when I came in the room, don't laugh at me. When I came in the room, my man was like, "Yo, I got something to tell you." I'm like, "What's up?" I said, "Yo, son, that's right. I like that." He was like, "Nah, I got something to tell you." I'm like, "Tell me later, yo. I'm on it. I got this." He's like, "Son, I gotta holler at you." So I'm like, yeah, man, know what I'm saying? We're gonna go, let's go dancing. I'm making all these weird shit, and she getting mad. And I'm like, why is you getting mad? She's like, what do you mean? Let's go dancing. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, yo, we gonna go shopping. We just gonna go kick it. And she was mad.
And not kick it too.
Yeah, when I said kick it, like she let me know that she didn't have no legs.
We gonna kick it.
She lost it. You said y'all was gonna kick it, and she lost it.
She lost it when she jumped off the, like, you know, they can go on their nut. You know what I mean? And when she,
I'm leaving.
Don't you dare.
It was nice meeting y'all. This shit has got too real.
I just need y'all to know that the little people of America and the people without legs is gonna be all over the podcast.
For real.
Look, we let them too. We're just saying, be honest. We let everybody a different
that's the thing. We let me to join this live because I got some shit to say, sir. From the heart.
Wait, so let me ask this question real quick then.
I was young and I was strange, and it scared me because the way she hopped off the couch and was like coming at me. Like, and my man was in the corner laughing. Like, I tried to tell him, like, no, you didn't. So I joined in her head and I ran out the door because I didn't know what to do.
It was your homeboy's fault. It was your homeboy's fault. You want to know why? Because he shouldn't have led the conversation when I got to tell you something. She ain't got no legs.
Right.
You did that on purpose.
He set you up.
Ask you a question.
I want to agree with that, but let me ask a quick question too. So I know a lot of times since this is Black Men's Inc., there's always a conversation as far as, is it the size of the binky or the motion in the ocean?
It's the size.
No, it's not. Because a woman, first of all, just from my standpoint, all the woman's pleasure centers is 3 inches in and 6 inches up. That's to begin with. So anything past 3 inches, 3 to 5 inches, because the G spot is 2 inches in and 3 inches up. So anything past that is pressure. Just my point.
I mean, that's what you say, but you don't have a good.
Exercise.
You can't tell me what I need.
Okay, I'm a Christian woman, but I gotta be honest. Even though I'm a Christian woman, I gotta say this. I had someone with a large boat, but he didn't know how to float it. And I had someone who had a small boat who rocked my world. So I would say it depends on the motion of the ocean, because if you know what you're doing.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. There is such a thing as having too big a dick. That is just that's my experience. Because if I gotta do squats and stretches and whatnot in preparation for, like, that's too big. That's I can't have to mentally prepare myself to get on. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to have a nice, good size girth and length, but the whole, the one side like this. Sometimes that's too much. You don't want to feel it all up in your rib cage. You know what I mean? You can't properly breathe.
I want to feel it in my stomach.
Just saying. Like, huge dicks are overrated. Big dicks are good. Huge dicks are overrated.
Yeah, anything too big is a no-go for me. But definitely, I'm not even about to waste my time with no 3 inches.
Man got no 3 inches. I'm sorry. I gotta say that if you got 3 inches, you need Social Security. Seriously.
That is a disability. Okay. Just to be honest,
Social Security, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Just to be honest,
that's like if you would have bought a popsicle, right? And you open up the wrapper and it's only half the popsicle in there. Like, no, you can't fill the popsicle bag up. Like, you so what if I feel good and have mass? I need the whole popsicle.
Them be the same niggas that want to pull out a Magnum. Like, he don't need a big
right. And if you a baggy,
What are you doing?
Baggy condom on, sir. We all gonna get
Y'all telling
pregnant.
all the secrets.
Nobody don't got time for that. Please take that parachute off, sir, and get you a Slim Jim.
Cheetah, why
At
you
the same
crying?
time,
You ain't
at
saying
the same
nothing,
time,
Cheetah.
don't no man want to pull no legs open and see your heart.
I'm laughing.
Oh hell no. Well, you know what? That's some
Oh.
porno shit. Don't you ever.
What you think?
Don't you
It's in your heart. It's in your heart.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak to people spelunking and whatnot. I don't know about cats that deep.
I'm just saying, men definitely have a tendency to act like they don't know that they got a little dick. Her.
I also feel like because dudes have, from my understanding, is that when dudes in the locker room, y'all change up and switch, stuff, and when y'all go to the bathroom, y'all gotta stand over the urinal and each other. Like, you got something to gauge if your dick is little. Because you see nothing while y'all's at the wee, the urinal or whatever. So, the dudes with little dicks know they got little dicks. They know.
Niggas be like, I'm finna rock your world. The world.
Mm-hmm. That's why they dick fishes. Because the dudes at the urinal be having way bigger dicks than theirs.
Hey, so it's funny because on Black Men's Inc. we never talked about dick so much. So
You got women. What do you expect? You knew that was
man.
wild.
I don't even remember what the question was no more. I'm just like, you know what?
This shit is over. I done drank all my wine. It's done.
Next question. Next question.
Man, I'm going. She did. You want to answer that question? We're going to the next question. All right.
I knew what the question was, but my book is poetry, so all my stuff is related to me. It's all emotional from who I am.
Okay. So yeah, and no strippers and no midgets, basically.
Well, mine is all poetry, so I ain't throwing no strippers in there right now.
I mean, you can write a poem about a midget.
Anybody who writes a poem about the midget wife, I promise you I will dance like
That is not.
He said, now you gotta write a short story about your
I just said the first person to write a poem about the midget wife, I will cash out them $10.
Man. So listen. Oh man. Moving on. Justin, you got anything to say before I go to the next question?
No.
No, go on.
Go on.
I have nothing to say.
All right. So listen. I got a political question. So we can get back on track here. Woo. How do you feel as a Black woman now that we have our first Black female vice president? And are you more proud that she's a Black woman, or are you more proud that she's a woman?
There's a woman.
Okay, can I go first? Because I have to log off at 9 o'clock.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm more proud that she's a Black woman than I am that she's a woman. I'm surprised that they would elect a woman because of the way they even did Hillary running. Yeah. But I think I'm more proud of the fact that a Black woman not only overcame being a woman, but she's representing for Black women as well. So and I think just being Black and having that example for our kids just shows us that there's a potential. I think after the Trump administration and all the extra racism that has come out, I mean, it's not like we never knew America was racist, but I think the heightened levels of racism that Trump inspired, now having a Black female vice president in office in the next administration, I think speaks a lot to the fact that our voices are going to start to be heard and are starting to be heard, especially living in Georgia. We voted blue in 2 elections.
I see y'all.
Like I think ever, because Georgia is always red. So no matter what Black people vote for, typically it ends up being the red vote. And the fact that our state represented for the Democrats in not only that election, but also in the Senate election. I think speaks a lot to the fact that Black voices are starting to be heard.
Yes. I give you well.
He choose a Black woman.
Yes.
This Black woman is actually gonna come out because it came out to some of her debates. She was on it, so it showed some. So can't get on some of that stuff she did with other people. She gonna call it out.
That's right. She ain't playing.
She gonna call it out, and she did. She called Trump out too a couple of times. So still, even with that.
And I appreciate, like I said, it's definitely like for me, even as a Black man, I was so proud to see, you know what I'm saying, the Black woman like finally get her due, you know, and it's just like there's a lot of Black women that's in the Senate now, and then a lot of Black women that's in the House, period. And just like it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, with this, just like with Obama, you know, this is a stepping stone for our youth. You know what I'm saying? We do got people like Sister Goose and Keisha that are younger in their 20s still, and they're still doing big things. And I appreciate that because I kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying, we got a future. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I used to feel nervous. I'm like, man, is this what we got going on? Like if Young Thug is any indication of what we got coming up in the future, we got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
That's because Young Thug was born in like the end of the 90s or something. I feel like that 94, that 90 through 94, we just made the cut. You know
okay, y'all made the cut.
Yeah, we made it's anything after 95 is like
it's a little suspect. It's a little
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to log off, but thank you guys so much for having me. You guys have been a lot of fun.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me on this panel. I wish all of y'all members success, and I'm sure I will see y'all in some other capacity later on.
Definitely.
I'm trying to come see you in Atlanta.
Please do.
I'm trying to do
rock that mask until we get them shots though.
I ain't getting no shot. I'm gonna wear my mask. I got you.
I get no shot.
Bye.
Good night.
So anyway, so definitely. So moving on. Who was next? Let's go with Sheena, and then we'll go to CNN. And then, S&M. I'm sorry. I keep calling CNN. I'm sorry, S&M. I'm so sorry.
It's all love.
This is my current face. Pay attention to the current face.
I see it. We're going to S&M next.
That's me. I'm freezing. Yes.
There you go.
There you go. You unfroze now.
Yeah, because my internet is acting real retarded now.
You want me to go to S&M and come back?
Oh no, you're not frozen right now.
We can hear you. Still say your answer.
She froze. Now she back.
Yeah.
Now we can't hear you.
I agree with saying,
oh, there you go.
It ain't meant for me to talk.
It's hating on Sheena. Damn you, Wi-Fi.
So Maggie,
it is.
Don't even worry about it. See, it's making it seem like she's saying.
It eventually catches up, so just go ahead and we'll get it.
Just go ahead and rock out, Sheena.
But my answer is that I do agree that, I'm happy that it is a woman. And, the fact is that it's a Black woman. Because it gives the vision of, when I have daughters. So it gives them a vision to be able to look up to something greater. So where they could actually be, role models to show where they could be. They can have to go for anything.
I'm so glad her Wi-Fi is acting up. I want to hear
that. You're so man.
She must live close to Ricky.
I know.
You live close to Ricky.
You didn't bring up Ricky yet. Ricky from the panel with his did that. He said she's on the same side as Ricky though. It might be something about that side.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad they took me off that side.
Were you done?
We got you though, honey. We're so sorry your internet's messed up.
Yeah. We'll come back to you. So
why don't you text it to us and we'll tell them what you said?
Oh yeah, you could. But look, that might be funny. But you could put your answer in the comment. She's in the comments.
yeah.
You could. Shoot, might have been funny, but it was true. Go ahead, Keisha. You be thinking, sis. I see you.
Come on, I'll write it.
Girl, you know me. I'm quick with my damn feet, honey.
S&M Jones. See, I got it right that time.
Yes. I think you might have issues with the S because you think of sadism or being a sadist, perhaps. You know, that's what it's associated with. You know, it's difficult to say the S part of S&M because you having flashbacks, maybe.
Oh, we only got couple. We only got fur handcuffs in my house. Ain't it right, baby?
Hey,
Ooh, that was funny. S&M was funny.
Okay. So actually, I believe that it's one is historical. I appreciate the fact that she's a Black woman. And I just like to point out, though, that a lot of people assume that because she's a Black woman, she's going to focus mostly on Black issues, when we all know that that's not what the vice president does. They basically, the president set the agenda and the vice president go through with the agenda, and they may have their pet project. And I also want to point out, I think the part that sort of won most people over is because she's Black and Asian, apparently, right? She's Asian Pacific. And that brought a lot of Asian Pacific folks to the table to actually cast their vote. Whereas historically, as a community, they didn't necessarily have a high turnout for voting purposes. So I'm excited that, yes, we have a Black woman as the vice president. And I also think that it shows a historical significance because, like everyone else said previously, with Hillary, and I knew Hillary wasn't going to be selected, no matter how poorly the other candidate was, just because she was a woman. And based on their history, I was like, no, that's not going to happen. And I'll be honest, I didn't vote for Hillary either, but that's because of my own personal affiliation. As far as, we'll just say that I couldn't throw my vote to her or the Clintons, because under the Clinton administration, we actually saw the 3 times increase in mass incarcerations because of the street strikes and you're out rule. And also an increase in non-violent offenders going to jail for extended periods of time. So, but with that being said, I support Kamala. I think that is great that she's vice president. As a matter of fact, let me call her vice president to should give her that respect. So ultimately, I'm happy. I'm excited that she's a Black woman, and more so that than the fact that she's a woman in general, because once again, I'm not trying to co-sign on white feminism or the women, embrace the entire women cause. No, I'm happy that she's a Black woman and that society has accepted that.
Nice. So we're gonna go to Keisha.
Keisha scratching her head. She's like, let me get into this.
Okay, so this is what I feel about it. A lot of people ain't even gonna like what I got to say, but I feel like I'm happy that they finally put a woman into the position of vice presidency. I'm happy for that. Just from my own research, I'm not a big fan of Kamala, what's her name?
Kamala.
I'm not a big fan of her. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of her. Just for the simple fact that I know like where she comes from. She's never really been a big supporter of the Black community and the Black people. I don't see what the big deal is about her being this Black woman, as if she's even identifies with being a Black woman. She got on TV and said, I'm Indian and this is something else. She didn't even kind of claim being a Black woman. So I'm like, actually, I'm not a big fan, but happy for Biden, happy for her as a woman, for making it into that position, and that's just where I'm at with it.
Okay. And that's what Black men think is about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, tell her like how the TI is. Sister Goose, as a Black woman, how do you feel about Kamala?
For me, it's not really that she's a Black woman. I'm just glad that a woman got in the door.
Okay.
So now let's hope that it opens up the door for another woman to get in the door as president, because that time's gonna come. We gonna have a woman as the president. That's what I'm waiting for. You know, whether we like her or not, because I agree with something Keisha said, but whether we like her or not, I'm just glad that we got a woman in the door. Because when one open up the door, that means there's a chance for other women. So that's my opinion.
Let me get my answer.
Go ahead.
Look at mama.
My answer is it's not so much her. For me, it's Michelle Obama, because she showed you she can keep calm in all situations. She could have went off, but she didn't. But that shows that a black woman can do it. And so because she was calm, this black woman over here got a chance to come in.
Say that.
She kept it together. She go for president. I'm gonna vote for her because she can do it. She can do it.
That's right. You said Michelle opened up that door. Look at you sit on that.
So because of her, she showed you.
So listen, I know we're about 2 hours in right now. So what I'm gonna do is,
did you see Shayna's answer?
oh yeah, it's right here. I put it up here.
Shovel right here, nigga. Hold on, man.
Sheena said, the answer to her question is yes. I'm happy that as a black woman, she made another history milestones for younger generations to look up to. I have a daughter, so it gives them an awesome role model to look up to besides artists or sports. They are able to see, they can reach for the stars. That's absolutely correct. I mean, I agree. I agree totally. Like I said, these are milestones for black people. You know, and you know, like, I like to see my daughter's mixed. My daughter's mixed. She's half Turkish and half black, but she identifies, of course, as a black woman because she's always gonna be a black woman no matter what.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you know, and like I said, she's very strong, and she sees the struggle as black women, and so she definitely, you know, needs to see this type of stuff. And like I tell her all the time, watch my show. You need to see the women that we interview because these women are strong black women that are doing big things, you know. And so like I said, I always say I appreciate everything y'all guys are doing. I mean, y'all females are doing, and keep doing what you're doing. So,
thank you.
So listen, I got one last question. And since everybody got a good man, kind of want to get an idea what y'all think about this, because my woman told me what she thought about it. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and everybody celebrates different. Everybody looks at it different. Everybody expects something different. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way all the way around, and then I'm going to end it with Justice. So S&M Jones, how do you feel about Valentine's Day, and what do you expect from? I mean, what do you normally expect from your husband, and what do you feel like? How do you feel that he intakes it? Like, how do you feel he celebrates with you?
Okay, so I am going to be probably the odd one on this one. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I believe that you show your love and affection year round. So I don't necessarily subscribe to that one day. When I first met my husband, he was my boyfriend. The first time he gave himself for Valentine's Day, I was like, what is this for? And he said, oh, it's Valentine's Day. And I said, oh, that's today? Because it's one of those things that I don't necessarily track. To be honest, the only holiday I really celebrate in my household is birthdays, because that's a day dedicated to you and your significance in my life. So like Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, all these other topics, I don't necessarily celebrate. So for me, my favorite day is the day after Valentine's Day because the chocolate 50% off. And so if he comes and brings me a whole bunch of chocolate the day after Valentine's Day, I'm happy as hell because now I got 50% off chocolate and I got twice the amount than if I would have got it on Valentine's Day. And so someone told me that was the side chick day apparently. And I was why you get 50% off. So then I told him, well, get it on the third day, because then that's 75% off, and I get 3 times the amount. And it's not
that's not even side bitch day. That is I kind of like you day.
You hurt my feelings. I thought I got out the side chick day. Now I'm on the we barely acknowledge we hitting day.
Yeah, I kind of like you day.
So my husband, he liked it. There's only been one time where I really wanted to celebrate Valentine's Day, and it's because I felt underappreciated. And so I was like, we celebrating it this year. So he brought me this huge
You
bear
better do something
that's sitting in my closet. I mean, sitting right there on the floor in my office. And I was like, what the hell is this? And he was like, well, you sold it to the doghouse. I was like, I meant from the heart, not buy me the biggest freaking bear that my body can imagine, you know. And then he was like, I can't win. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me walk that back. Thank you for this giant ass bear that I have to hug and carry everywhere. And dang, you know, and I walked that back. I appreciate the fact that he did do it, you know. But my next thought was, well, where's the chocolate? And he was like, well, I normally he got so used to getting the day after Valentine's Day that he was like, well, you know, I figure I'll get it the day after, 50% off. You get twice the amount. Like, you know what? That's a good point, and I accept that. So, but he got me.
That's love. That's love. That's love. Nevertheless, yeah, you're absolutely right. Valentine's Day should not be a representation of how you love somebody. But for me, I'm gonna need you to go all out, okay? I'm gonna need you to rent a hotel room. I'm gonna need rose petals, candles. I want chocolate, teddy bears. I want the whole nine. I want diamonds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, diamonds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diamonds.
Man.
I mean, it be on sale though.
It do. And not even, I feel like if you really love me, just get me a wig.
A wig? What man is going to
My man brought me a wig. I don't know why y'all laughing.
And you my man, so you know where I get my wig.
Real love
So
right
I need you to go ahead and buy me a wig you want to see me in. And that's love. That's love right there.
Real love. That's real love. If you willing to buy your girl a wig, that's real love right there. I don't care.
You give me a wig for Valentine's Day, I turn into throat baby. I'm your bitch tonight. I'm your baby.
Sheena, save me, please.
Yeah, hear me in my. I'm about to say. I did put my. Oh, because I'm about to say I did put my answer in the comment, but for me,
oh yeah,
there you go. But for me, Valentine's Day, I did.
Me too. I make my son a basket every year. I make him a Valentine's Day basket. I do make it a point, like if I am with a significant other, I do get him stuff too. So yeah, and it is all year round. You're supposed to love on your people all year round. I just feel like Valentine's Day is definitely another day you could just be like, well, I extra specially love you. That's just about it.
That's what's up, Sheen. I like that answer.
I like that last part where I'm a sweetheart every day. Yeah.
Nice. Sister Goose.
Well, me and Mommy can actually answer this together. So, SM, you're not weird, SM, because I don't celebrate it. I never have. Because I feel like I shouldn't have a certain specific day for someone to tell me that they love me. Mm-hmm. You should do that on your own. But what I do, I don't like it, but my mother loves it. So for Valentine's Day, I do something sweet to count down the days of Valentine's Day. And then when Valentine's Day comes, I do something super big for her. So me and my mom have been celebrating Valentine's Day together since I was like 14. It's our tradition. It's our mother-daughter day. And that's what I do for Valentine's Day. And I do the most romantic stuff for her to say, Mom, I love you. You're the best mom in the world. You know, so I get her flowers. I got her the slippers with the candies and stuff. And I would tell her, leave her little note like, day 1, this is why I love you. Day 2, this is why I love you. And the last day, we do a big shebang. Me and her go out to dinner, dress up, and go on the mother-daughter day.
Okay. That's what's up.
Well, you know what? That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like that. And that sounds like something that I'm like kind of interested in copycatting for my mom because she get on my nerves.
I did her too.
Yeah, it started
I was
with her
seeing her.
doing us.
And I too would buy stuff the day after Valentine's Day. Because I used to buy those little things that sing and stuff. So I was the day after.
Right.
I would buy them notes. I would send them flowers.
Yeah.
While I was at work, I sent them flowers.
Yeah, and my dude don't feel no type of way about that because I had people be like, well, your dude don't feel no type of way because you do what you want. No, he don't. He actually paid for our dinner. He paid for me and her to go on dinner for the Valentine's Day. So he treats us to dinner to go on our date.
Oh, nice.
So he don't feel no type of way about it.
Okay. Justice, what you think about this situation?
First of all, I love on my beautiful all the time. Like every day is Valentine's Day. Every day is a holiday because I'm blessed to wake up next to her. So every day is just the most special day in the world. So the 14th, the 15th, they all blur. It doesn't change. You know what I mean? Because I know, like, everybody talks about having ride or dies, but I got one. Because anybody that know me know where I've been, and she been right there.
Yeah.
Waiting for her, what they call Boaz. She been waiting for her Boaz, and I'm here. You know what I mean? So nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's love all year round.
Period.
I'm with you on that, bro. I'm the same way about my woman. Honestly, it's like we make plans to do stuff, and like I said, every day wake up, call her beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because not because for any particular reason. I just say, hey, she need to know she's beautiful to me every day. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like always comes with, when we say we good men, it can't be we good men when we talking to y'all. Talking, you know what I'm saying? When we on live, we say we good men, but behind closed doors, we something different. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things to where, it's amazing how y'all women get on here, and every single one of y'all said that y'all had a good man. And that's how I want it to be with my woman. When she goes somewhere and somebody asks her about her man, you know what I'm saying? You want your woman to be like, hey, my dude handling his business. You know what I'm saying? And so I commend you. I commend all y'all. Her and I, we're gonna celebrate Valentine's Day, but like I said, we do celebrate daily. I surprise her all the time just to make sure she know. Just keep her on her toes. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then you need to do something to make her smile, give her that extra smile. You know what I'm saying? And so I always keep her on her toes. If you ask her, I keep her on her toes. She'll never know what's going on. But
and that's what you call I love you days.
Yes.
But you do stuff like that.
He put a little too much on it. I mean, he ain't that great. He a good man, but he ain't all that.
How you gonna downplay that man? You can't beat the man in this. No, you can't beat the man and then downplay him.
He ain't that great. He high. I had to make him like this. I'm telling you, them beans. Oh, you think I'm playing?
Nah.
So look, check this out. I know we almost at 2.5 hours, and I'm gonna cut this short again. Like for me, and I'm gonna let Justin do his thing, but for me, Black Men Inc., thank y'all for everything y'all do.
Thank you for having us.
Man, thank y'all so much for being role models for our young women, for our young men. We're gonna continue as Black Men Inc., we're gonna continue to be role models and try to teach our young men how to treat our young women, try to teach these older men how to treat y'all women, because there's a lot of older men who still immature as well. It's amazing how many.
That's a different podcast. Please end it.
It's amazing how many of these men don't know how to treat women. So we can continue to try to, instill that into especially our Black men, because our Black women been through enough. You know what I'm saying? And we will continue to uplift and grow. You know what I'm saying? Justice.
First of all, I want to thank you ladies, man, for basically changing the narrative that Black woman is just evil. Black women just want to turn up, especially you, Keisha. For you are a shining star for your generation, for real.
Thank you.
Like you give your generation like, bitch, if we don't go do something like Keisha did, like
Yeah.
You are a trailblazer for your generation. Cause I look at my daughter's friends, I'd be like, oh. But you are a trailblazer.
Mm-hmm.
And all of you women, man, it has been my sublime pleasure to have you on Black Man's Ink, man.
Yeah.
And because and I want to thank the brains behind this. You know what I mean? Like y'all don't know Barbie, man. Like, man, she, man.
I ain't doing the people
blessed.
That's been my friend since I was about 5 years old. I know that girl. I know that girl. Okay.
I'm just overall blessed to be put in this position to meet all these women, man. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your contribution to the universe, man. For real. And I know this is just
continue to grow.
We meeting y'all at the small, like the stage where you have not even begun to take off. And I'm just blessed to say we had it here first.
Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy
Well,
because
I feel like we're blessed to actually meet you guys too.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
you guys
thank you.
are amazing, and you guys have made this or separate interviews and this panel
Yes.
more interesting and more exciting than anything. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I've had more fun on this podcast than any one I've ever done.
Thank you.
So
Thank
you
you.
guys actually need your roses too.
I agree.
All due respect, I'm not about to disrespect y'all.
Don't be surprised when we invite y'all back. Like, we gonna invite y'all back. You know what I'm saying?
ready?
You know what I'm saying? I already know because like I said.
Shayna, before you come back, honey, I'm gonna need you to get some variety. Just say.
I know, because I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah,
I had the Wi-Fi. She said, nope, I ain't getting no variety.
I got Xfinity. Don't feel bad.
No, we're going to put it on the other side. Something's wrong with that side.
That was the side Ricky was on.
She wasn't freezing on her interview.
Yeah, I agree.
Not at
She
all.
wasn't freezing on her.
Ricky was freezing on the interview, on the panel, everything. But look, thank y'all guys again. This is amazing. Y'all made me step my writer game up. I'm working on 3 books now. I got to catch up because y'all doing big things. So
I want to see that group get up and like you need to like what you need.
The what?
Your group.
Which group? We're talking about which one?
The one
Peter
you
Arthur?
just made. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that soar.
Oh yeah, definitely appreciate it because I'm definitely going. I'm writing every day. Right now, I'm currently working on Diary of a So-Called Player. So
Yeah, I like that.
it's basically about a man who going through life looking for the right person, but everybody think he'll play, but he's basically just looking for the right person.
All right, so I feel like you will have to put a girl named Keisha in there that turns this low life upside down.
So listen, I hate to do this, but we got to get up out of here. Oh my God, it's been real. It's your boy Rajeen, King of Romance on Black Man's Ink, with my co-host.
Real justice, man. We had a ball, man.
Y'all we done it again. Else, with the panel, Sheena, Gordine, Keisha, Kyron, S&M Jones, Sister Goose, KF Johnson had to leave early, but hey, represent. And hey, y'all are sisters for life, no doubt, for real.
Yes,
anyway, y'all enjoy y'all night. We're gonna do this again. Hey, Sugar Mama, Sister Goose, y'all hold it down, and we're gonna holler at y'all later.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.